Saturday, April 11th. Hoping that you've had a good day, and whether you're home or having to go to work still or what have you, or anything in between all of that stuff, I hope that you had a little glimpse of the sun today, because it certainly is nice to breathe in that really fresh air and see the sunshine, because it's been a while. And I'm reminded it's spring. And I love spring because I love watching the new buds on all the trees and the flowers come up through the ground. And we've been planting seeds for about a month now, and just watching them come up through the dirt. And what a fabulous experience that I get to experience with my granddaughter, because every morning she's keen to get up in my arms and see the little plants and see which ones have come through. And it's so cute to see all their little leaves starting to form, and the different plants, how they take on, at first it's just a green thing poking out of the top, but then all of a sudden it turns into whatever it's supposed to be, which is pretty amazing. And she gets up on the table and goes, "Hello, hello," every morning, which is super cute. And I just love that I get to grow something with her. And so, 4 weeks ago when I started making these videos, I actually thought we were going to be locked in our homes in the next 48 hours of when I started, about 20, I think this is day 26 now. And I started panicking. I was like, well, what are we going to do? We're going to need to, because I was in that sort of tightened, oh my God, everything's falling apart. I don't know if the sky is falling. Ah! And now I spend a lot less time in this place and a lot more time in this calm and surrendered place, which is nice. But it's because I practice that every day, because I'm conscious of it, because I make efforts towards it, because I have a structure in place that supports me to move forward, to not get into that soul gripping place that I've spent most of my life in. Most of my adult life anyway, the last 20 years for sure, in that sort of freeze mode or flight. Let's run away from absolutely everything and shove everything down and not deal with any of the emotions or any of the feelings, and head down and straight forward and onwards. And the truth is, right now, I'm just relishing in this opportunity to take a look at these small buds and equate them to how I'm feeling in my life. So it's no mistake that it's spring. Here we are doing things potentially that are helping us bud and grow and poke our little heads through the dirt, and let the sunshine in, and let the water nourish our bodies, and start to work towards growth. I was sitting here a couple of days ago, and this basket behind me, last year the baskets that I had grew into fabulous, glorious, full, rich experiences, and I loved getting to experience that on a daily basis. And the other day I found myself getting mad at the plant because it wasn't big yet, and it wasn't big and glorious and lovely. But the truth is, I haven't really been nurturing it. It went a few days without water. I saw that it had a few crusty leaves around it that I could have tended to. And it really was such a replication of how I feel about myself, and how I feel about some of the ways that I've mistreated myself over time. And the truth is, in the last probably 4 or 5 days, certainly, the structures that I put in place, although sometimes I feel completely inundated and overwhelmed by them, I noticed that this morning there was a drive or a desire to get up. There was a drive or desire that outweighed the, I'll just wait, I'll just put it down, I don't need to do that now, I'll do it later kind of stuff. There was a drive or a pull or a draw to get myself out of bed, wake myself up, shake off the night and the day previous, and get started on building a solid foundation for today. And so if that's all I ever do, that's enough. Which is such terrific news, because that's all we need to do is, Gossamer Princess, reweave the web to make it stronger, so that it will support us in moving forward, in getting great results, and making a contribution to others, which is so fantastic. I'm in love with this idea that we're going to garden, and I'm terrified. I'm not good at growing things necessarily, or I haven't been. I don't always nurture plants, similar to how I haven't taken care of myself. I love gardens. I love enjoying them. But the work I find tedious. That's the truth. But because I live collectively, we have all of us sort of joining in this, well, we're going to learn together, and we have probably way too much, but we're going to harvest food and be able to share with our neighbors, our family, our friends, our communities, which is pretty amazing. And it's touch and go. Some of it's going to work and some of it isn't. So I'm really willing just to take one step, one day, one moment at a time, and start to walk towards actualizing eating healthier, i.e., if I have the food around me, potentially I'll eat it. In the past, that hasn't always been true. But in the last 4 weeks, what I noticed was groceries like produce that I normally would be throwing out on a fairly regular basis or wasting because we didn't use it in time, that every single thing, because I've been methodical about what meals we're going to make, methodical about the shopping that we do, using all the stuff that we have before we go out and buy more, before we go out and don't eat the food at home, and avoid utilizing the resources that we already have, which is so amazing. So there's all these equivalents to real life situations that I'm finding sort of everywhere that I take a peek and a look, which is pretty great. And so the second card was meaningful today. It's called the Secret Doorway. Effectively, magic's waiting on the other side. So this idea that the door is very small on that card, and what it said was, this idea that I had to make myself smaller. And that's been something I've been up against for my whole life, because there, somewhere along the way, and many people have told me, you're too big, you're too much, I can't handle you. And so from a very small age, I started to minimize myself. I started to stop breathing fully into my body because it was offensive to some people. And I started getting the notion that something was wrong with me and that I had to change me in order to be okay. And I'm coming back to realize that being smaller doesn't mean smaller in stature or smaller in soul size. It means intimately get to know myself on that smaller level, that etheric level, that place that's there that I've always avoided knowing, because I've always been busy doing and being and handling everything else for everybody. And in doing that, I avoided giving myself the gift of me. You are the gift. How terrific is that? I look at my little granddaughter, who literally just is so curious about life, and she just uses all of her senses to sense life. She's always watching. She's always learning. And today, I'm so careful about, she's so cute and I laugh, but there are sometimes when I notice that when I laugh, she starts to minimize herself because she thinks she's done something wrong. So I'm trying really hard just to enjoy and relish in her experiencing life. Like, for instance, today, there's an electrical box that sits over there that plugs all the lights into. And she was really curious about it, and she walked up and then she smelled it, which is an obsession for her. She likes to smell things. That's what I mean by using all of her senses. So she wants to play with my rocks and crystals on the regular in the morning. It's sort of our ritual. She climbs up on my bed and, rocks, please. And then the first thing she does is take them all apart and look at them and then smell them. So at first I was like, oh gosh, she's kind of crazy. But the truth is, maybe she's not. So I've been smelling rocks with her, which is so amazing and incredible, because she is just living life fully aligned to who she is. She's not questioning whether or not she should just be Mila. She literally just gets up every morning and does her thing, and does it with such exuberance and such passion and such alignment with how she's feeling in the moment, what she's doing, what she's experiencing. She's just happy, full of joy. So I'm taking lessons from that on a daily basis, where I get to see her also bud and bloom and grow. And there's so much that you can learn, that I learn on a daily basis through looking at life through her eyes, through her vision, which is amazing. The third card today that I pulled was Stolen in Her Sleep, which is something that I've gotten a few times. This notion that I've been so asleep to my own potential. Because I had to get into that place of ignoring it, or it probably would have consumed me and killed me by now. And the truth is, I'm now awakening to that place, awakening moment to moment, day to day. And like I said yesterday, it is progress, not perfection. Because I easily today could have done more, should have done more. I'm falling behind. Oh my God. Now I'm in that crazy, stressful place again. And which isn't the point, right? The point is to... And so I'm taking time to celebrate my wins, to celebrate the things that I am doing, to celebrate the things that I'm getting right, and to really exaggerate that stuff. Yeah! I did this today. And I didn't do it yesterday. And I'm feeling so proud that I took another step, another momentum towards what it is that I say that I want. And today, again, when I was meditating for long periods of time, I spent long periods of time in a state of conscious awareness, but in that place of complete relaxation. And as I'm learning, as I breathe deeper into my body, that there's another level and another level and another level. And I suspect that even though I'm sitting there, thinking thoughts that I shouldn't be thinking, and I'm all over the map, and sometimes I get it right and sometimes I don't, I just chuckle at myself now. Instead of going, oh my God, why can't you get this right? What is wrong with you? I go, oh my gosh, there you are again. How silly. Huh. So here we go again, to back into it and not allowing all of those, stresses and outside things to take me out of my game. But I really relate that to being foundational and being grounded. And by using that structure on a daily basis to make sure that I intake my water, to make sure that I put cream on my feet and nurture myself, to make sure that I eat good food and have good content in front of me, that I learn to laugh every day, and I take opportunities to feel and release every day, and that I learn something every day. I'm doing all of that. I wonder what you're doing for yourself. I hope you're being kind. You're so deserving of that, and so am I. I'm so pleased and proud to be here with the understanding that maybe out there is someone that's listening, that maybe tweaks a thought, that maybe feels a feeling, that maybe leans in a little further into the belief that they're great, because we all are. So much love, so much love. Be kind to yourself and others, and remember, nurture that seed. See you tomorrow.